Welcome back this Friday afternoon. Coming up, I'll be back in the AT garden helping to solve your woes and worries of the floral variety. But my next guest is one of the most recognisable members of a brotherhood who since the 60s has defined a generation of pop music. Fans all over the world fall over themselves and scream their names at concerts. Now, in 2009, he's still a true American idol. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jimmy Osmond.
How have you been?
I've been all right.
You're looking well?
Well, you too. You're looking incredibly well.
You're so nice. Yeah. Thank you. I feel like I belong in London, finally. Yes. I've been over in your beautiful country for 8 months solid, and it's been so much fun. It really is.
Who's doing the milking back home, then? Because I'm like, this big
well, that's what we have the brothers for.
That bigger family.
You know, it's wonderful. My wife and kids love it over here as well. Mm. They commute quite a bit and come over.
Oh, so they do keep coming over. You haven't just left them there.
But I felt like I needed my flaming guitar. Do you remember last time?
Yes, I do.
I was on your show here. It was with Greece. I was in Greece. Yeah. And I brought my flaming guitar, and he thought I was crazy.
Something's never changed.
Something's never changed.
But Greece was sort of reminiscer time, but now we're having an even bigger reminiscer time. You're doing this 70s tour. Now tell us about this.
The once-in-a-lifetime tour. Actually, we should say more like thrice in a lifetime, because years ago we did this tour. It was in all the big arenas with David Essex, Leo Sayer, and the Bay City Rollers and the Osmonds. And so it's so much fun to be a part of a tour like that, because you literally blast back to the 70s, to an easier day. It felt easier back then, didn't it? Yeah. And it's so much fun. We closed the set this last time we did it, and people just didn't want to go home. And it was so nice, because people were bringing their kids to the show, experiencing your music and other people's music for the first time. And it was a thrill. It really was.
Did you ever, you were obviously touring at the same time all those years ago, did you ever bump into one another?
You know, we kind of knew each other, but not really. Yeah. And so now it's really cool, because I wish everybody could see what happens backstage. It's a real party. You know, David Essex, what a gentleman he is. He'd play soccer with my kids, and it was just really nice.
Was there rivalry in those early days?
Yeah, you know, there was a lot of rivalry between the Osmonds and the Jacksons, but the truth is we were all friends. And but no, you know, the newspapers like to try to create stuff.
You must have had a unique dynamic, a unique take on the death of Michael Jackson, because a greater parallel could perhaps not be made there. You came up at the same time, in a way. You were doing in the same kind of business. I mean, it must have been very salutary for you.
And we were friendly, you know. I actually worked for Michael. A lot of people don't know that, for a couple of years. I handled the promotion for his Asia tours and the sponsorships for that. And he was a wonderful guy. I owe him a great debt of gratitude, because he allowed me to help him in that capacity. It literally opened the floodgates of other artists that I helped. And it was a big loss for me personally to see him pass away.
What do you think of all the hoopla that's gone on since? Do you think there's too much of it, or...?
I don't know. I'm all for whatever can fondly remember the amazing talent he was. But I'm also grateful that it's starting to change, and people are starting to recognize what a wonderful person he was. He was different than a lot of people.
That's what confuses a lot of folk. Yeah. They're wondering if it was too different, or if I mean, you think he was a good bloke.
Well, how can you ever relate to Michael Jackson unless you were in his shoes? And those are pretty big shoes to fill. But my interaction with him was always appropriate. It was always kind. He was always concerned about people around him. And I have nothing but respect for the man. Yeah.
You've got a following that's almost as big yourself. Now, you're all going back on the boards. Now, Jimmy, I have to tell you, you're going to be slightly older than you were when you first did this tour.
Oh, no, yeah.
Stamina's going to come into play,
Yeah.
so you're confident that you can all get through it.
Well, you know, I've never stopped performing with my brothers. And it's so fun. We love performing over here in this country. And performing in the big arenas like Wembley, will be there July 1st. And it's so cool because you look out into the audience and you realize this isn't about me. This is about the people that have paid to come see the show, to experience their lives when you were lucky enough to have your records on the radio or on television. So it's fun just to be a small part of the tour, and it should be a blast. So you're going to come see it.
You bet.
It's going to be good.
But you also did the West End shows. You did Chicago. You did Billy Flynn in Chicago.
I was Billy Flynn. How was that for... Woo! That made my hair stand up on end. But, it was so good, though. It really pushed me. I recently saw the cast on the road and saw someone else doing that part, and I kind of wanted to be back in it. It was so great.
Would you go back to the West End again in the
I would
right
love
role?
it. You know, I love musicals. I'm still a young guy, and I've worked for 42 years in show business, but I don't want to give up yet. I think I still have something to offer, and I love music. And
Dream role? One role that you'd love to do? Is there
a
one?
dream role?
Yeah.
Well, you know, Billy Flynn was it.
Yeah.
And Teen Angel was so cool. I ran into some of the friends that I worked with in Greece, you know. Ray Quinn is in there now, and he's doing fabulous. I'm a big fan of his.
Oh, he's coming on the show.
Yes, yes, a really talented kid.
Look, we look forward to seeing you still going strong.
Hey, we're still going. Come see us. It's going to be a blast on this once-in-a-lifetime tour. We're looking forward to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Osmond.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Very welcome.
Very kind of you.
Time now to turn around.